All right, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. And today I'm going to talk about something a little bit different. And it's going to be a little bit controversial. So let me just start off by saying that I'm bullish on crypto. I believe in Bitcoin. I believe in all the cryptos coming out. Well, some of them, others, not so much. But I just want to preface that first, that this is not necessarily my desire for the future, but rather what I think the future of cryptocurrency, or at least tokens in general, is going to be. And that is the corporate coin. So now, whoa, you might think to yourself, Bitcoin can never be stopped. And this is a topic that I've talked about a lot in my live streams that I do totally randomly. And I like to talk about this topic whenever I'm live streaming. For some reason, it always ends up getting to this. As people ask me about the future of this, that, and the other thing, the future of crypto, where I think it's going, etc. And this is usually where it leads to. So I decided I would make a dedicated video to this, of me talking about this particular subject. Now, one person in my live stream commented, well, in response to this is that Bitcoin cannot be stopped. And my response to that was, yes, that is absolutely true. Bitcoin cannot be stopped as long as there are nodes running in the world. I think Bitcoin is going to run essentially forever, although forever a loose, vague term there. But my response is, well, but it can be ignored. And that's true. So far, we have seen a lot of ignoring going on of Bitcoin. Aside from a few places accepting Bitcoin here and there, some small shops, etc., no corporations have really accepted Bitcoin on a mass level. Now, you might say, whoa, there was a few, but I'll get to that in just a moment. So they mostly ignore Bitcoin and don't accept it. Now, there's a lot of reasons for that, and one of the reasons is because they can't control it. They can't really make money off of Bitcoin. If Walmart or Amazon or something like that starts accepting cryptocurrency, what is the point for them? You have to ask yourself, what is the point for them to accept that? Because they could just accept dollars. So if they have a product that's $10, why accept $10 in Bitcoin when they accept $10 in fiat and have no problems, have no middleman in between? You might also think, well, it could go way up in value and they could make a lot of money. Well, they could also lose a lot of money, like when it went from 20,000 to 3,000. They could also make a lot of money. But I don't think that's a risk that a lot of big corporations are willing to take or need to take at all, since Walmart, Amazon, etc. bring in billions and billions of dollars a year, nearly $1 trillion a year. I think Apple is a $1 trillion market cap company now. So there's just no reason for them to accept Bitcoin. It's just not going to happen. I think the bigger reason, again, is the first reason, is that they can't control it. There are no fees for that. They don't make money when they send it, receive it, or anything like that. The miners do. So there's a lot of good things about Bitcoin, of course, the censorship and the ability to send things over cross-border, but unfortunately on the other end, it's not always easy to cash it out or actually spend it on the other side of the border. So my interpretation of the future is the corporate coin. And let me just show you a couple examples. The first of one is JPM coin, which I didn't bring up a tab for that, but JPM coin is beginning soon, or is in trials now. And JP Morgan moves $6 trillion a day. And with this, they'll be able to just essentially tokenize their funds, move it across the border without any kind of fees, and then they can cash it out on the other side. And it's really destroyed Ripple in an instant, or XRP, whatever people even call it nowadays. They just keep switching it up, but either way. And they switch it up all the time, but either way. And in one fell swoop, 6 trillion, they just did it themselves. They didn't need XRP. They didn't need any other cryptocurrency. They just made their own. And if you look at the dot-com bubble here, 5 successful companies that survived the dot-com bubble. And this is very similar to cryptocurrency in a lot of ways, as it was very speculative, and we were thinking, oh, like all these are going to go way up in value, and all these are going to be amazing, but they weren't. But the ones that did win, and I want to talk about this, is the ones that did win corporations. Of course, somebody had to start the corporation, but that somebody turned into a nobody once it became a ruthless, efficient corporation like Amazon, eBay, Priceline, Shutterfly, coupons. That's just a few. There's, of course, AOL, which is kind of really doing badly now, Yahoo, etc. Google survived that as well. To some degree. I think somebody was offered to buy it for $1 million and they turned it down, and another person was offered to buy it for $750,000 and they turned it down as well. Whoops on that one, huh? But so let me show you how Facebook Coin would work. So first of all, Facebook is designing a Facebook coin, and what would that do? So first of all, we have to understand what Facebook can do now. You can actually send money via Facebook Messenger. Now, I'm not like promoting that or anything like that. I'm not encouraging people to do that. All I'm saying is that lots of money gets transferred through Facebook Messenger every day, probably millions of dollars. So you can link your bank account to Facebook Messenger. Why you would do that, I don't know, okay? But people can, and people do. And you can send money to people. Now, that's very, very convenient for people because a lot of people use Facebook. And now I know there's the whole issue with Facebook and the data selling and stuff like that, and some people deleted. But that's just some people. You know, the majority of people still use their Facebook. And so you can send money, and that's really super convenient because otherwise you'd have to go to your bank and then send the money, put it in a check, send it through the snail mail to get their money, go to a Western Union. Either way, you got to leave the house, right? That's not convenient for people. So it's more convenient for you to just get your routing number, boom, put it into Facebook, and then send it to a friend if you want to send some money. So that's all said and good, but cross-border doesn't work so well. So Facebook Coin here is said to make upwards of $19 billion in revenue in the first couple years, if that. So $19 billion this corporation is going to make by simply creating their own coin, not using Bitcoin. They have no reason to use Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, anything like that. They don't make money on that. They don't make money on the fees necessarily. They would have to have a middleman do it for them. And again, I'm going to get to Newegg and Overstock, a couple examples of corporations that have accepted Bitcoin. But I'll tell you why they didn't actually accept any Bitcoin whatsoever. So with Facebook Coin, let me tell you how they're going to make money on Facebook Coin and how I think this is going to work. So first of all, if I want to send as a Christmas present to a few friends, I want to send $10 to each friend, and I have 3 friends. I know, I'm cheap, but either way, just as an example. That would mean I'd have to make 3 separate Visa transactions on Facebook to make that happen. One for this friend, one for that friend, one for the third friend. So 3 separate transactions. Well, that's all said and good. Or I could buy 30 Facebook coins and, you know, then send 10 of them to each one. So that's only 1 transaction. And on the other end, they have to cash those Facebook coins out to their bank accounts, where they can each get $10. However, when I buy 30 Facebook coins, it's not going to cost me $30 even. It's probably going to cost me something like $31, $33, maybe $35. Who knows what the fee is going to be, but let's just assume it's $1. So now I paid Facebook $31 for their imaginary coin that they essentially just made up out of thin air. It's not a cryptocurrency, and you cannot hodl it. You cannot make money off of it. But Facebook did. Facebook definitely did. They're going to make upwards of $20 billion from this operation. So trust me, they're going to make money. Now, on the other end, when I receive, like say I am the friend, and I receive 10 Facebook coin, which is equivalent to $10, when I cash that out to my bank account, likely I'm not going to get $10 to my bank account. It's probably going to be like $9.90, $9.70, kind of like PayPal. So they're going to accept a little bit. So not only did they get paid $31, they didn't even have to give out $30. They had to give out like $29 and some change, maybe just $29 even, with those 3 friends cashing out. So they made a lot of money. So they only actually had to pay out like $29 and they received $31. And the fees might even be more egregious or less egregious than that, but that's likely how it's going to work. And when other companies see this, they are going to follow suit, no doubt about it. If you are a corporation and you see Facebook make their coin you are going to follow suit. Now, not all corporations are going to be able to adopt such a thing or make their own token because they might not be involved in any kind of money transferring. But tokenization of corporations is going to go a long way. Long Island Iced Tea changed their company name to Long Island Blockchain, and their stock went up 500% for no reason. So a lot of companies are going to try and follow suit with this once they see it successfully with JPM coin and Facebook coin. And this is going to be the future because Bitcoin is, quite frankly, and a lot of cryptocurrencies, completely hard to use for a lot of people, very inconvenient. So before I get to that, let me talk about Newegg and Overstock. These are two companies that accepted, at least at one point, or still do accept Bitcoin. Now, you can buy graphics cards or laptops or anything from Newegg and Overstock with Bitcoin. However, they never actually accepted Bitcoin. What they did is had BitPay. So you notice if you go to cash out with one of these websites, or actually will purchase something with one of these websites in your cart, with Bitcoin, it will bring up BitPay. So you actually pay BitPay your cryptocurrency. And then on the end of Newegg, BitPay pays them fiat, not Bitcoin. So they likely have never received any Bitcoin, or if they have, very little Bitcoin. They never really probably bothered, or they probably just had some kind of trial test where they ran a little bit of Bitcoin just to see how it would work and how much money they could make, and testing it out, the process, etc. So it's likely that they never actually received much Bitcoin at all. And that is across the board. No big corporation has really ever accepted Bitcoin, and so far it isn't really going anywhere. Now, I don't mean that to sound fuddish. I don't mean that to sound bearish. I don't mean to do anything like that. I'm just calling it how it is and how I'm predicting the future. So, of course, with institutions that have yet to really come along, aside from CBOE and CBE or whatever futures that honestly failed miserably, and CBOE, I believe, is no longer even doing the futures because the volume was so low, and backed futures is delayed, and still delayed, and all these ETFs, the institutions are coming, yada, yada. So a lot of people still believe in Bitcoin, and I still do, and I think a lot of the people that believe in Bitcoin are the kind of people who think that the government is really out to get them, and that the government is watching everything they do, and if they just use Bitcoin, they can get away with whatever, and I'm not saying that they're doing fraud or anything like that, but that kind of mindset. And that kind of reminds me of that South Park episode where Cartman infiltrates the NSA, and he's actually, about halfway through the episode, he's actually really disappointed and angry that the NSA isn't spying on him, and he says, do you have are you spying on Eric Cartman, basically? And they say, yeah, we looked into him, but he's fat and unimportant. And he was very upset and disappointed by that. And I think that's kind of the way a lot of people think, is that the government is watching everything you do. But unfortunately, and I don't mean to bash anybody, even myself here, but you're not important enough for the government to actually be watching all of your transactions and things like that with your fiat money. So you really don't need to use Bitcoin so much. So let me tell you why Facebook coin is actually going to be more convenient. Now, I'm not promoting Facebook coin at all. I'm not going to be using it, and nothing like that. So let's just throw that in the trash right now. But let me tell you why it's going to be a lot more convenient for people. Because first of all, Messenger is already way more convenient for people. All you got to do is just type in a number. This is how fast it is after you have your bank account linked to it. $100, send it to a friend, hit enter. Boom, done. 3 days later, they have their money. Now, let's say you use cryptocurrency. And oh, mind you, Facebook coin will also be able to go international as well. So if you have a friend in London, if you have a friend in Germany, you can send them Facebook coin, and then they can cash it out to pounds, euros, whatever, in the other country. So that's another thing. It's going to be like a cryptocurrency that will be easily cashable and not have to use an exchange. So let me show you an example of how long it would take for you to send $100, because even in my live stream, people were like, well, it's really convenient and very fast for somebody to send Bitcoin. Why not just send Bitcoin, right? Why use Facebook coin? Why use anything else? Why not just send somebody Bitcoin? Well, because you can't pay your bills with Bitcoin most of the time. Most people can't pay their bills. It's possible, but most people people do not pay their bills, their rent, or anything like that, or buy their groceries, their jeans, anything like that with Bitcoin. They need fiat money. So here's how it would work with Bitcoin. My friend across the United States asks for $100. So I send him, so I'm going to say, well, I'm going to send you Bitcoin. So what I would have to do is sign up to an exchange. Then I would have to link my bank account to it, like Coinbase. It's going to take about 7 days for it to verify my bank account. So there's 1 week. Both people are now waiting 1 week. Now, my bank account is verified, so I put in $100 to Coinbase. That takes another about 6 days. Let's call it a week. So there's 2 weeks. Now we're all waiting 2 weeks on either side. So now the $100 hits, so I hit a market order and I buy 100 Bitcoin. Let's not even worry about the fees. I buy 100 Bitcoin, then I send it to my friend, which only takes 20 minutes, 10 minutes, and they receive the Bitcoin. But now they have to cash it out because they need fiat. They can't buy their kids' clothing with Bitcoin. It's not that easy. So now they have to send it to their bank account, which takes another week. So that was a total of 3 weeks just to receive $100 from me using Bitcoin from fiat to Bitcoin to fiat. So really, the whole idea of spending your Bitcoin really benefits miners a lot more because you're just getting Bitcoin in all the time. You're getting cryptos in all the time, and you can spend it. If you've never had Bitcoin or crypto in the first place, it makes no sense most of the time. Like if I want to buy something from Newegg, why would I use cryptocurrency? That's the problem with cryptocurrency. That's the big inherent problem with cryptocurrency, is that why would I use cryptocurrency? Why can't I just whip out my credit card, put in the numbers, and boom, and be done with it? Otherwise, I'm going to have to buy crypto, send it to Newegg, use BitPay, pay the big fees, then wait for it, and then get it. So it's an entirely new step for people to have to actually physically buy Bitcoin. That means if you're not mining, you need the crypto. You need to actually buy it with fiat, because if you're not mining, you can't just trade it for a Bitcoin or something like that. So you'd actually have to physically buy it first, go way out of your way to physically buy it, then spend it. So that's the problem that I'm seeing with crypto. So I think the corporations, so the lesson here is that corporations are extremely efficient and ruthless, and when they see JPM coin and Facebook coin doing well, they are going to all make their own coins in some way, shape, or form. There's going to be coins all over the place eventually. It's just a matter of time before a lot of corporations see other corporations making a lot of money by tokenization or cryptocurrencies, and you're not really going to be able to hodl these. You're not really going to be able to buy and sell them on an exchange and they go up in price. Those would be securities, and they're not really interested in doing that. Instead, they just want tokenization, which is merely something that could have been done probably a long time ago. And, you know, it's going to be like in every box of Kellogg's cornflakes, get 10 Kellogg's cornflakes tokens. Taste of Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, you got the tiger in you. And now, if you just collect 100 Kellogg's Cornflakes tokens, you can get cool merchandise on our website. Something along those lines. It's going to happen, and they're going to make a lot of money doing it. In the same way that corporations make a lot of money with digital you know, gift cards. If I go to Walmart and buy a $20 gift card and give it to somebody, you either have to buy more than $20 worth of something, so I have to go out and buy $25 worth of something, or if I go out and buy like $19 of something, I only have $1 left on my gift card, and there basically isn't anything for sale in a Walmart or basically any store for just $1. So I'm going to have to go back to the store and spend $20 on something that I need and get essentially $1 off with my gift card. So it actually encourages you to go in and spend more money than what is actually on the gift card. Or if you leave 22 cents left on the gift card, you're not going to even bother pulling that out. Most people just pitch them, and therefore the company made a free 22 cents because you left it on the gift card and you only bought something that was $19 and some odd change. So the tokenization, the corporatization of crypto will come sooner or later. That's my prediction for the future. And that doesn't mean Bitcoin is going anywhere. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, they're all here to stay. They're all going to be still mining. New coins are still going to be coming out. New projects are still going to be coming out in decentralized and centralized manners. But what I'm trying to say is that these corporations are not going to allow those coins to be traded on their platforms or for their goods and services, because they can't control Bitcoin. Why should they accept Bitcoin? Newegg doesn't, Overstock doesn't. They go through BitPay and then they get fiat. Why would they want to hold Bitcoin? In the end, all they want is their fiat money. If they have a product that's $1,000, they want their $1,000 so that they can buy a new product to put on their shelves. Bitcoin doesn't really do that for them. So I kind of want to know what you guys think about all this in the comments. Just put what you think about this, or what the future of crypto. Do you agree that the future of crypto, at least for corporations, is corporate coins? Now, I know I'm not saying that everybody's just going to abandon Bitcoin and all buy Facebook coin. That's not what I'm trying to say, and I'm not even trying to promote that sort of thing. I'm still going to be trading, day trading, hodling Bitcoin, all, you know, everything in between. But I think the future is really going to be dominated by corporations, just like it is today with everything. Nothing gets away without being dominated by a corporation. The computer hardware that I'm making this on, the ISP that I need to upload this video, the clothes that I'm wearing, the housing that we're all in, everything is just dominated by some kind of corporation or big company. The railroads, the oil industry, all just the oil barons coming along and just sweeping everything up. It's just always the way it's been, and I think it's just naive to think that corporations are just going to all just like crumble and collapse because, oh, Bitcoin has come along. It's a great thing for me and you, for me to send money to you, for me to mine, for me to make money, for us to do things somewhat privately. But in the end, I don't think it's going to really necessarily win out over some of these coins. For example, if Facebook coin makes $20 billion in revenue in the first year, or by 2020 or so, which again is just like a year away, that is almost the entire market cap of, by 2021, just at 19 billion in full out revenue. By 2021, and that's a good chunk of the entire market cap of cryptocurrency, and a bigger chunk of Bitcoin itself. $19 billion in basically a year, or a year and a half, or whenever it decides to come out. I suppose that's when the counter will start. So it's absolutely ridiculous to think that these people are going to want to accept Bitcoin. They're not going to be able to monetize it as well as they could Facebook coin, where I'm going to buy $10 in Facebook coin but pay $11 to do it. And then when you go to cash out that $10 in Facebook coin, you only get $9.50 to your bank account. So really, I paid like $11.50, you know, to give you $10, and that was basically free for them. They did basically nothing except for maybe a fractions of pennies bank transfer. They made free money on that. That is free money. Why on earth would they use Bitcoin? Sure, they could accept a small token amount of Bitcoin, but it could go up in price, down in price, it could completely collapse. It just means nothing to them. They can't control it in the way that they want to control it. But the end rant, I suppose, that's all I have for you guys. And again, put in the comments what you guys think about the future of cryptocurrency. What is the future of cryptocurrency? Is it corporations? Am I just eating crazy pills? Is it just going to be Bitcoin is just going to take over the entire market cap? Do you think corporations are going to allow themselves to accept and use Bitcoin when they can't control it? Do you really think that's going to happen? But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and as usual, I will see you guys next time.